This is a quick intro on how to play Word Whiz, as well as how to add or change the questions in the template. To start, you can go ahead and open the Word Whiz PowerPoint file. There are 3 files with different sound options: normal, low, and no sound. In order for the scoreboard to work correctly, you will have to enable macros. There is a file included in your order with tips on how to enable macros on your PC. If you are unable to use macros, you can use the version without a scoreboard and just keep track of the score manually. Once you have the file open, you will want to start by configuring the final round based on the number of players you will have. If you will have 4 players or teams, you do not need to change anything and the game is ready to play. But if you'll have less than 4 players, you should go to the end of the presentation to the section called Final Round Towers. In this section, you will see there are 4 questions total. You will want to delete slides as needed so the total matches your number of players. So for example, if you will have 3 players, you will delete 1 question and end up with a total of 3. After you configure the final round to match your number of players, the game is ready to play and you can start the slideshow from the beginning. There is a quick intro, and once you're at the main screen, click play. The game starts with instructions on how to play. In round 1, you will unscramble the letters to uncover the word. The instructions also share an example to give players an idea of how the round is played. For each question they get correct, they will earn 5 points. Once you've gone over the instructions, click play to begin. The letters will automatically appear and then the timer will start immediately after. The player will have 16 seconds to guess the correct word. Using the answer key provided with your order, you as the host will click the correct button for the current player if they get the answer right, and you will see 5 points are added to their score. You can then click the right arrow to go to the next question, and player 2 will have a chance to guess. If the player misses the question and the time runs out, you will leave the scoreboard as is and just click the right arrow to go to the next question. In round 2, players will be given the first and last letter along with a single clue. The letters and clue will automatically appear and then the timer will start immediately after. You as the host will click the correct button for the current player to add 5 points to their score if they get the answer right, and then use the right arrow to go to the next question. In round 3, players will unscramble the snippets of 1 to 2 letters to uncover the word. The snippets will automatically appear and then the timer will start immediately after. You as the host will click the correct button for the current player to add 5 points to their score if they get the answer right, and then use the right arrow to go to the next question. In round 4, players will guess the word based on the letters that drop in. The quicker the player guesses the correct answer, the more points they will earn. The first letter will automatically drop and then the timer will start immediately after. The letters will continue to drop in automatically until there is only 1 missing letter. The amount of time between drops varies depending on the number of letters in the word to keep the difficulty level even. The amount of points earned will change based on how quickly they answer. You will see the points they can earn in the upper right corner of the scoreboard, and it will change automatically from 10 to 7 to 5 to 3. When you click the correct button, the amount of points currently shown will be added to their score. For the final round, each player will have 1 chance to complete the tower. The player will be given a 3-letter word. They will take those letters plus the one given in row 2 to guess the 4-letter word. So in this example, the first word is 1, and there is an S as the 3rd letter in the 4-letter word. So by rearranging the letters from the first word, the answer is nose. If the player guesses correctly, you as the host will click the correct button and a letter for the 5-letter word will appear. You will also see the player has earned 5 points. If they guess the 5-letter word correctly, in this case snore, you will again click the correct button and you will see they now have 10 points. If they get the final 6-letter word, they will earn 15 points. Once the player completes the tower or the time runs out, you will click the correct button for the current player and the amount of points currently shown will be added to their score. At the end of the game, there is a final score slide so you can see which player is the ultimate Word Whiz. There are a couple other buttons to be aware of. If you want to go back a slide and relook at a question, you can click the left arrow. If you need to manually change one of the team's scores, you can use the scoreboard plus and minus buttons to go up or down. You can click the Reset Scores button to reset all the scores to 0. You can play the game as provided, or if you want to personalize or refresh the questions, it's very easy to change or add slides. Unless you're starting from the original presentation, I always recommend you reset the score to 0 before editing by going into any game slide and clicking the Reset Scores button. If you don't reset the scores, you may get an error if you try to delete a slide. The game comes with 104 questions. In the main game, there are 12 questions for rounds 1 through 4 and 4 questions for round 5. But if you scroll down, you'll see sections called Extra Questions with the additional questions for each round. To use these, simply drag or copy and paste them into the correct round above. You can adjust the number of questions depending on how long you'd like the game to last. To create your own questions, go to the end of the presentation where you will find blank question template slides for each round. To add questions to the main game, you can simply copy and paste the blank question template slide into the correct round. For round 1, there's one template. To update the template, type in the scrambled clue and the answer. If we play the slideshow, you can see the new question comes up as well as the answer I entered. For round 2, there are 5 templates for 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9-letter words. To update the template, type one letter in each text box and then enter the clue. If we play the slideshow, you can see the first and last letter shows up along with the clue, and then all the letters show at the end. For round 3, there are 3 templates, one for 9 or 10-letter words, one for 7 or 8-letter words, and one for 5 or 6-letter words. To update the template, type 1 or 2 letters in each text box. If we play the slideshow, the new snippets will show up as well as the answer I entered. For round 4, there are 4 templates for 6, 7, 8, or 9-letter words. To update the template, type 1 letter in each text box. If we play the slideshow, you can see the letters start dropping in and then all the letters show at the end. For round 5, there's one template. To update the template, type 1 letter in each text box for the 3-letter word. For the 4-letter word, type the new letter in the last text box. The last text box in each row is the one that shows initially as the clue. If the new letter is actually the last letter in the word, you can go ahead and simply type the other letters in the remaining text boxes. So if we start with cat and the next word is taco, you can type the O in the last box and the TAC in the other boxes. If we play the slideshow, you can see the O shows up first and then the rest when you click the correct answer. If the new letter is not the last letter, you can swap the text boxes by moving them. So instead of taco, let's say the 4-letter word is cart. You would put the R in the last letter and then swap the R with the 3rd-letter text box and then fill in the remaining letters. If we play the slideshow, you can see the R shows up first in the correct spot. You will repeat the same process for the 5 and 6-letter words. And that's all there is to updating questions. You can see it's really pretty easy to do. So I hope this demo was helpful. Please feel free to contact me through my Etsy store if you have any questions on how to play. I would also love to hear any feedback you have on your experience playing Word Whiz. I hope you enjoy the game.